All right, guys, today we got a super video for you. As you know by the title, this is SIM2K-141, and we're going to be doing a VIN change on this one, guys. So a subscriber sent this in to us to help on this one. So we already removed the casing. If you've watched our other videos on this, you should know the process by now. You always want to, you're going to use a flathead, pry up the tabs, and just stick it in just barely right here, which you then twist the flathead. Once you pry it in, you twist it to stand it up like that. And that gives you space where you can come in with a blade, be able to come in with the blade and just cut the silicone like that. And you go with a second one and just repeat the process around till you get all the way around. And that's how you get the case off. Next is the pinout, which looks like this. We got two powers and a ground, and you can see at the bottom there we've got can high on 77, and right next to it at 78 we got can low. So I went ahead and advanced this and pinned it out for us. So we're going to connect it to the scanner and see if we can communicate and see the current VIN. So we can do an automatic selection and see if it reads, and there it is. It brings up the VIN, and that is VIN. That's the current VIN in this ECM. And this is the VIN number that it needs to be. So let's go ahead and start on this one, guys. So here is the actual chipset. As you can see, it's a Motorola MPC 56563MZ. Okay. To do this one, we're actually going to connect in BDM mode. That means background debug mode, basically. So that's a diagnostics mode that allows us to connect to certain ECMs and whatnot. And for this job, we're going to go ahead and use Fox Flash. If you haven't seen our review on this, definitely go back and check our review. We did a full review on this a couple months back. And we're connected here with the cable right here and the BDM. What I went ahead and did, this can be a little bit, because the pins are uneven, this is actually not the best setup to connect via BDM. So I just actually soldered them onto the BDM pads. And if you're going to attempt this, what's important to note, definitely watch and stick around and watch this whole thing and pay attention to the orientation. As you can see, this is the front of the unit, and you do need power connected, power and ground connected to the unit, as I showed you earlier. And you can use the breakout directly from the Fox Flash. I already had mine hooked up to my bench unit, so I'm using that. Important to note, the first two pins right here at this, these two are not used, right? And as you can see, I've got a little 1 noted there that lets you know that that is pin 1, okay? And on this board here, this comes in the little kit with your Fox Flash, if you have it. Comes in this. It'll be in here. Let me show you something. In there, you can see there's different size pins, but this is actually the size that we're going to use that fits the format. If you notice, they're kind of uneven in their distribution, and when you kind of just put it in there and try to hold it in place, you can have it uneven and not making proper contact. By the way, as you can see, it's not actually the correct length. It's five pins on each row, so a total of 10 pins. So you will need tool like this. These are flush cutters. We've got them available on our website, globalcommerceca.com. Go pick yours up. And basically, once you get to the, let's say the 5 pins, you put it right there in the middle, snip, and it just snips it really clean and easily. And at this point, you can insert it into the bottom of the board. And the receptors where it enters look something like this, but of course smaller. I already got mine on, and it was a little tricky to get it on. Like I said, the how it seats and doesn't sit exactly flush. So I actually just soldered the pins on in place. I actually should have used the other side of the board. By the way, these two sides are identical. They're just different formats. So this is when they're closer. So I should have actually used that one where the pads are more spread apart, but it doesn't matter which side you use. They're identical. They're the same exact pinout. They both bridge to this wire harness, okay? By the way, we got all the tools and scanners, everything you need at our website, globalcommerceca.com. Check it out. If you're new to the channel, definitely click that thumbs up button. On this channel, we give you all the automotive secrets you cannot find anywhere, man. You're not going to even be able to find this content anywhere. Now, some devices require readers bridging and different things to be able to access this. With the Fox Flash, it actually does it directly like this. You don't need to bridge anything. All you need to do is supply power here to the front, and at that point you'll be able to read. As long as if you're having problems where it's not connecting, it's because one or two of your pins, something might not be making contact. You can always tone it out with a multimeter. As you can see up here at the top, like for example, that's pin 1. You see the little triangle designating pin 1. On both sides where the through holes are there, and that they're also identical. So I can put my multimeter lead like that, and then the other one at the bottom on the pad, and test and make sure I have good connectivity going down all the rows. Once you have all of them good, then you know you've got full contact, and we'll go ahead and do a read. Important note, pins 2 and 3 are ground, so they're common. That's also how you can find which side is pin 1. So pins 2 and 3, if you test them with a multimeter across these 2 and 3 right here, you should get a signal because they're common, they're ground. And that will be with this completely removed on the board, testing pins 2 and 3, or on the tool as well. 2 and 3 will be grounded to the tool as well. All right, now we got Fox Flash open. We're going to go up here on the top right, and we're going to select BDM JTAG mode. We're going to select down here BDM mode, BDM MPC, and there's our chipset MPC56. And at that point, we tell it OK. And here we are. Now, I've got everything connected already. Got my 12 volts power in here. And of course, I've got the BDM cable connected, and already I tested it and I've got all my pins connected. So now I'm going to supply power to the ECM and then hit connect. So I just did that. Now let's hit connect. And as you see, it's connecting. And we are connected. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it to read all, and it's going to basically read everything, our external flash and our internal flash. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go here. I'm going to name this. Okay, I made a folder, SIM2K-141. All right. I'm going to name it that until it's saved. Reading in process. All right, as you can see, it's pretty quick. It doesn't take too long. Sorry for the shaky hands. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button, go ahead and hit it right now. This is the only channel that gives you this kind of game. These details like this does not exist, man. We're creeping up at 15% on this read. And on the bottom right, it's got a counter to show you how long it's taken for this read. As you can see, we're right up at about 50 seconds. I'll bring it back in a second. All right, we're right at 100% in the read. Turn the dashboard off, so I'm going to turn the ignition off. And I'm going to tell it OK. All right, I've went ahead and navigated to the files. So as you can see, the flash file is a 2 meg file. I'm going to go ahead and open that with my hex editor. You can use whatever one you like. And then I'm going to go ahead and search for the last 4 digits of the VIN number so we can find the exact line where that's at. So I'll tell it to find. And that is our last 4 digits of our VIN number. As you can see here, that's what's programmed into the ECM. So now I'm going to tell it search all and tell it OK. And here it is. This is the offset where the VIN number is located on this flash, 2810. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and modify that, and then we're going to save this. And let me do a search. It should only be in here once. I'm going to tell it to find again. And there is no more, so it's only in here one time. So we're going to go ahead and modify that and save it. All right, so that is our VIN, and we went ahead and changed those values. As you can see in red are the changes. So we got you done, Corey, man. Go ahead and chime in if you're there. I'm going to go ahead and do a save as now, and I'm going to call this mod.bin. Tell it to save. So now in Fox Flash, we're going to go ahead and select Write External Flash. And we're going to pick ours, which is the one that I saved, modified. I'm going to tell it OK. It's connecting to Fox Flash. Yes, it's going to fix the checksum for the changes that I made. All right, guys, I forgot to turn the power back on to the unit, so be sure to turn your power back on before you write. Okay, write external flash, mod. Yes, we want to correct the checksum from the changes we made of the VIN number. And there it goes, writing in progress, guys. You can see the time down there in the corner. We're at 15 seconds. I'll bring you back in a second. Actually, it's going pretty quick, so just leave that. I'll let it roll, guys. You can see our activity on the top right as it's going back and forth. All right, a little bit over a minute to write this flashback. Turn the dashboard off and wait. Okay. All right. Now we're done. So I already have it off. And here's what I'm gonna do. I had disconnected this so that these pins are basically free right now. We're still connected on our bench cables. And that way I'm gonna test it and see if the VIN numbers change. Sometimes there could be multiple locations, different locations. I'm just gonna verify that. So I've turned the power on to the module and I'm gonna do a read. Bam. Let me tell you something, man. If you have not hit the thumbs up button, man, you playing games. On this channel, man, everywhere else, they're about problems. Hyundai is making it where you can't change the VIN number. On this channel, we're about solutions, okay? Click that thumbs up button right now, man. Let me tell you something. If you didn't know this, now you know. And knowing is half the battle, okay? All right, guys, these same instructions apply for cloning. You would do exactly everything you saw every step in this video, except you would then connect up your donor unit and you would then select write all and then select the files that you backed up, and it's going to write all those files to your donor unit. You could also change the VIN number in that same process, just as I've shown you here in this video. You see, man, when they use terms like burned in one time, you can't change the VIN, man, it's a scam. They're lying to you, man. Let me tell you something. This is where it's at. If you're not subscribed to this channel yet, man, you got to figure that part out, man. All right, what's left to do? I'm going to go ahead and desolder here. And then I'm going to clean up, put some silicone, seal this back up, close it up. And that's pretty much it. This job is done, guys. That is changing the VIN number on SIM2K-141. Also, this would apply for, I believe, 341 as well. And as you can see, this exact board is 141.1, which it'll work also on just 141.